Chosen One. Stop everything you are doing right now. I need your complete attention for what I am about to reveal. This isn't casual content you can half listen to while scrolling through your phone. This requires your full presence, your undivided focus. Because what I discovered about you while preparing this message made me pause for several minutes in absolute silence. You did something recently, and I am not talking about something you planned, not something you rehearsed or calculated to impress anyone. I am talking about something that came so naturally from the depth of who you are that you didn't even realize the spiritual earthquake you caused in dimensions your human eyes cannot perceive. Your attitude left God impressed, and not just impressed in a casual way, impressed in a way that made Archangel Michael, the commander of celestial armies, the warrior who defeated Lucifer himself, stop what he was doing and turn his attention specifically to you. Because what you demonstrated wasn't supposed to be possible. Not from someone who has been through what you have been through, not from someone carrying the weight you have been carrying, not from someone who had every logical reason to respond completely differently. But you didn't respond the way they expected. Subscribe to this channel right now and turn on all notifications, because what I am about to reveal about the exact moment that made heaven pause to observe you is going to permanently change how you understand every struggle you have faced. Stay until the end. I am going to show you exactly what attitude you demonstrated that caught divine attention, why Archangel Michael specifically requested to review your case, and what this means for everything about to unfold in your life. Write 777 in the comments if you felt lately like something shifted inside you, like you crossed an invisible line that separated you from who you used to be. Let me explain something that will help everything else make sense. In the celestial realms, there are countless souls being observed at any given moment. Angels assigned to protection, guidance, and observation. Most human behavior follows predictable patterns. People react to pain with bitterness. They respond to betrayal with revenge. They answer injustice with anger. These patterns have been consistent for thousands of years. But occasionally, very rarely, a soul demonstrates something so unexpected, so contrary to human nature, that it creates what can only be described as a moment of celestial wonder. You created one of those moments. It wasn't long ago. It was during one of your most difficult recent experiences, when you were facing something that felt specifically designed to break you, when the weight on your shoulders seemed impossible to carry another day, when everyone around you would have understood if you had simply given up or responded with the darkness being directed at you. But you did something different, and here is what you need to understand. I am not talking about simply surviving. Many people survive through stubbornness or lack of options that doesn't catch celestial attention. What you did was extraordinary. You faced a situation where you had every right to be bitter, every justification to hold on to anger, every reason to let resentment consume you. The person or circumstance that hurt you had genuinely wronged you. This wasn't imagined offense. This was real pain inflicted by real situations. And in that moment, when your human nature was screaming at you to respond with the same energy you received, when every logical part of your brain was calculating revenge, or at least cold withdrawal, something deeper within you made a different choice. You chose grace when you had earned the right to choose destruction. Do you remember? It might have been a conversation where you could have said something devastating, but chose silence instead. It might have been an opportunity to expose someone's failures, but you protected them anyway. It might have been a moment when you could have walked away and no one would have blamed you, but you stayed and kept trying. That moment, that exact moment when you chose differently than your pain demanded, that is when heaven noticed, because what you demonstrated in that instant reveals something about the composition of your soul that sets you apart from most of humanity. You proved that your responses are not controlled by your circumstances, that your character is not determined by how others treat you, that who you are remains consistent regardless of what you face. This is extraordinarily rare. Most humans are reactive beings. Their behavior mirrors their environment. Their character fluctuates based on external conditions, but you demonstrated something different. You proved that your character is internally anchored, that no external circumstance, no matter how painful, can force you to become someone you don't want to be. And this is precisely what caught divine attention. Let me take you to the moment this was observed, not in human time as we understand it, but in the celestial observation that occurs continuously over chosen ones like yourself. Your guardian angel had been watching your situation unfold, documenting your responses, recording your internal struggles and external choices. This is standard protocol for souls under celestial protection. But when you made that choice, when you responded with grace instead of justified anger, your guardian angel did something unusual. They flagged your case for higher review. This doesn't happen often. Guardian angels handle most situations within their own authority. They only escalate when they observe something that needs to be seen by higher ranks. Your case was escalated directly to Archangel level. When the report reached Archangel Michael, he was initially occupied with matters of cosmic significance. Battles being fought in dimensions humans cannot perceive, strategic operations that affect the spiritual climate of entire regions. But when he saw your file flagged, he paused, because the note attached to your case said something that immediately captured his attention. It said, "This soul demonstrated enemy-level forgiveness while under active attack." Enemy-level forgiveness. That phrase requires explanation. In spiritual warfare, there is a classification system for different types of human responses to pain. Most responses fall into predictable categories: revenge, bitterness, withdrawal, depression. These are common, expected. They don't require special attention because they follow established patterns. But there is a rare category called transcendent response. This is when a human responds to evil with good, when they answer hatred with love, when they choose blessing over curse while actively being wounded. Let me give you examples of what this looks like in real life. It is the person who finds out they were betrayed, and their first thought is concern for the betrayer's well-being rather than plotting revenge. It is the individual who loses everything unfairly and still finds reasons to be grateful instead of becoming consumed by what was taken. It is the soul who watches others receive the recognition they deserved, but responds with genuine celebration instead of hidden resentment. It is the chosen one who endures attack after attack, but refuses to become bitter, cynical, or hardened, who somehow maintains softness of heart while developing strength of spirit. This response type is so rare that it gets automatically flagged for Archangel review, because it indicates a soul operating at a frequency that transcends normal human capacity. You triggered that flag. Michael reviewed your entire recent history, every situation you faced, every response you gave, every internal battle you fought that no one else could see. He watched the moments when you were alone and no one was observing your reactions, when you could have indulged in anger without consequence, but chose peace instead. He saw the times you defended people who had wronged you when they weren't even in the room to hear it. The moments you chose to speak life over someone who had spoken death over you. He observed your thought patterns during your darkest hours. The internal arguments you had with yourself, where part of you wanted to give in to bitterness, but another part, a deeper part, refused to let darkness win. And what he found made him request something extraordinary. He requested a direct audience to discuss your case with the Divine Council. Now, let me be clear about what this means. Archangel Michael commands armies. He has responsibilities that span dimensions. His attention is constantly required for matters of universal significance. For him to request time specifically to discuss a single human soul means that soul demonstrated something remarkable enough to warrant that level of attention. The discussion that followed would change how your case is handled from this point forward. In that meeting, something was decided about your future that you need to understand. The Celestial Council determined that your demonstration of grace under extreme pressure qualified you for accelerated assignment. This is not a reward in the way humans think of rewards. This is strategic repositioning. Think of it this way: heaven operates like a military command making strategic deployments. When a soldier proves capable under fire, they don't get sent to easier positions. They get sent to more critical missions. You proved your capacity. Now you are being deployed where that capacity is most needed. Heaven doesn't waste developed character. When a soul proves they can handle darkness without becoming dark, when they demonstrate they can be wounded without becoming a wounder, they get assigned to frontline positions, places where the battle between light and darkness is most intense, situations where one person operating in grace can shift the entire atmosphere. You are being moved into position. In the coming days and weeks, you are going to notice doors opening that were previously locked, opportunities appearing that weren't there before, connections forming with people who carry similar frequency, invitations into spaces you didn't expect to access. This isn't coincidence. This is strategic placement. Here are the signs you are moving into this new positioning. You will notice yourself responding to difficult people with curiosity instead of defensiveness. Where you once would have felt threatened, you now feel compassion. Where you once would have reacted immediately, you now find yourself pausing, observing, choosing your response deliberately. You will find that drama that used to pull you in no longer has the same magnetic effect. Conflicts that would have consumed your thoughts for days now barely register. Not because you have become cold or disconnected, but because you have developed the ability to engage without being controlled. You will also notice that certain people start treating you differently. Some will be drawn to you without understanding why. They will sense something in your presence that makes them feel safe to be vulnerable, to share their struggles, to ask for guidance. Others will become uncomfortable around you, not because you did anything to offend them, but because your frequency highlights everything in them that isn't aligned with truth. Both responses confirm that something has shifted in how you carry yourself spiritually. You are being positioned where your demonstrated character can create maximum impact, where your proven ability to choose grace under fire can shift entire atmospheres. Here is something profound you need to understand. Your response didn't just affect your own situation, it created a ripple through the spiritual realm. Every time a chosen one responds to darkness with light, it weakens the grip of darkness over others facing similar battles. Your choice to forgive, instead of seeking revenge, didn't just free you. It created a pathway for others trapped in bitterness to find their way out. Your decision to stay when you could have left didn't just preserve that relationship. It demonstrated to heaven that commitment is still possible in a generation that abandons at the first difficulty. There are people right now, people you may never meet in this lifetime, who are benefiting from the choice you made, because when you chose grace, you changed the spiritual equation. You proved something darkness claimed was impossible. You demonstrated that humans can rise above their pain, that character can remain intact even under assault. And that proof is now being used as evidence in battles you cannot see. When someone else faces a similar test, your example is presented in the spiritual realm as proof that choosing light is achievable. You are becoming living evidence that transformation is real. Let me tell you about what Michael specifically recorded in his final assessment of your case. Every soul that reaches Archangel level review receives a classification, a designation that summarizes their core spiritual identity. This classification follows them through the rest of their earthly journey and beyond. Your classification is being recorded as Demonstrated Warrior of Light. Let me explain what each part of this means. Demonstrated means proven through action, not just potential. Many chosen ones have potential for warrior status. Few demonstrated under real conditions. You did. Your classification isn't based on what you might do. It is based on what you already did. Warrior means someone operating in active spiritual combat, not passive observation. You are not just receiving truth, you are embodying it. You are not just believing in light, you are actively advancing it into darkness. Of light specifies the frequency at which you operate. Even warriors can fight from different frequencies. Some fight from anger, which is effective but limited. Anger can fuel short-term victories, but eventually consumes the warrior from within. Some fight from duty, which is sustainable, but lacks transformative power. Duty keeps you going, but doesn't inspire others to join the battle. Some fight from fear, constantly defending against perceived threats. This creates warriors who are perpetually exhausted from maintaining defensive positions. But fighting from light, which means fighting from love, grace, and genuine goodness. This is the highest frequency of spiritual warfare. Light warriors don't fight against darkness, they fight by being more intensely light. They don't defeat enemies. They transform them by refusing to become what fought against them. This is infinitely more powerful than any other form of combat, because darkness cannot overcome light. It can only exist in light's absence. When you show up as light, darkness must retreat, not through force. Through presence, you fight from light. You responded to darkness not by becoming darkness, but by being more intensely light. This is what made your response so devastatingly effective and so impressively rare. If this message has awakened something profound within your soul, if you feel the truth of these words resonating in your spirit, there is a way to honor this divine exchange of energy. The Super Thanks feature below allows you to send a gesture of gratitude that creates a spiritual circuit of reciprocity, not as payment, but as acknowledgement that when heaven invests in your elevation, responding with appreciation amplifies the frequency of blessings flowing toward you. Those who understand energy exchange understand that gratitude is not just courtesy, it is a catalyst for acceleration. This classification follows you now. It is how you are known in celestial records. It is how angels refer to your case. It is the lens through which heaven views everything connected to your life, and it changes how you are handled from this point forward. Demonstrated warriors of light receive priority assignment of resources. Your prayers move to the front of the line, not because heaven plays favorites, but because heaven recognizes capacity. When someone has proven they will use resources for advancement of light rather than personal comfort, those resources get allocated differently. Your needs get addressed before standard processing. Provisions appear exactly when needed, often in unexpected ways. Wisdom downloads when you face complex situations. Strength replenishes faster than it depletes. Peace remains accessible even in chaotic circumstances. Your situation receives attention that others don't receive. Guardian angels assigned to your case operate with expanded authority. They can intervene in ways not permitted for souls still developing their warrior capacity. Doors open supernaturally. Opposition that would normally take years to overcome dissolves in weeks. Resources you need materialize through connections you didn't orchestrate, not because you are better than other souls, but because you have proven capable of handling elevated responsibility. Heaven invests more in those who demonstrate trustworthiness with what they have already been given. You proved trustworthy with pain, with betrayal, with disappointment. You proved you could be wounded without becoming a wounder. Now you are being trusted with greater assignments, bigger platforms, wider influence, deeper impact. Now, I need to share with you the final piece of this revelation, the message that was specifically recorded for you to receive. When the discussion of your case concluded, when your classification was officially registered, when the protocols for your accelerated fulfillment were activated, something was added to your record. A personal note from the Divine Council. This isn't something every soul receives. It is reserved for cases that genuinely impacted heavenly observers. Cases that demonstrated something worth remembering. Cases that will be referenced as examples for future generations. Your case received such a note. Let me share what it says, because this is meant specifically for you. To the chosen one receiving this message, your response to pain has been recorded as evidence that human souls can operate at frequencies we didn't expect them to reach while still in physical form. You have reminded us that the limitation we sometimes perceive in humanity is not inherent to the human design, but results from choices humans make under pressure. Most humans, when pressured, contract, they become smaller versions of themselves. They allow circumstances to diminish their capacity, but you expanded under the very pressure that should have crushed you. You grew. You became more of who you were created to be, not less. You chose differently, and in doing so, you expanded what we understand to be possible for your species. This matters more than you realize. Every time a human transcends expected limitations, it raises the ceiling for all of humanity. You didn't just change your own trajectory. You changed what heaven believes is achievable through human vessels. Your file has been marked for special observation, not because you need correction, but because your progress serves as a case study for how chosen ones can maximize their potential even under adverse conditions. Other angels studying human development will review your case. They will analyze how you maintained grace under specific types of pressure. Your responses will become part of the training material for guardian angels assigned to other chosen ones facing similar battles. You are being positioned for assignments that match your demonstrated capability. These assignments are not punishment. They are privilege. The front lines of spiritual battle are not where weak soldiers get sent. They are where proven warriors get deployed. You have proven capable of handling difficulty with grace, so you will be trusted with situations where grace is desperately needed, places where one person operating in your frequency can prevent darkness from gaining ground. Moments where your presence alone shifts what is possible. The attitude that impressed us will continue to be tested, not because we doubt you, but because continued demonstration strengthens your capacity and serves as ongoing evidence for others. You have made heaven proud. This is not flattery. This is documented assessment. Walk forward, knowing that your case has been noticed at the highest levels, and that everything coming toward you has been filtered through the recognition of who you have proven yourself to be. This message was meant to reach you. You were meant to find this video at this exact moment in your journey, when you needed confirmation that your choices mattered, when you needed evidence that heaven was watching, when you needed to know that everything you have endured has been building towards something. Now you know. Your attitude impressed God. Archangel Michael didn't expect it. The Celestial Council recorded it. And your entire future has been recalibrated based on what you demonstrated. You didn't know this was happening when you made those choices. You didn't know heaven was watching when you chose grace over bitterness. But that is precisely what makes it so powerful. You weren't performing for an audience. You weren't trying to impress divine observers. You were simply being who you are. And who you are impressed the Creator of everything. If this revelation resonated in the deepest part of your soul, if you confirm that you are a chosen one whose attitude caught divine attention, write Amen in the comments to amplify this frequency of celestial recognition. Share this video with someone who also needs to know that their silent choices and private victories are being recorded and will be rewarded. And before you leave, click on the video appearing on your screen right now to discover exactly how your classification as a demonstrated warrior of light activates specific angelic assignments that are already being deployed on your behalf. Together, we are stronger.